There's been a lot of conversation about Alexander being too small for Islam, and okay, so I was watching Chael Sonnen, and he brought up this point, and it appears that he doesn't feel that Alexander is too small for Islam, and I'm gonna have to agree with him. I'm gonna have to agree with Chael. I don't believe Alexander is too small for Islam for many reasons, but let me give you a couple. I believe Alexander carries overweight very well. Now, some of you may or may not know this, but Alexander, he weighed like 200 plus pounds at one point when he played rugby. Now, I understand that that's rugby and this is MMA, but that's something to be said. That's something to be said because that shows that he could possibly carry over power. He could possibly carry over weight better than some people could. And I think that's shown in his fights. If you go back to his fight with Max Holloway, every shot of Alexander's seemed to take a bigger toll than Max Holloway. Now, Max Holloway is a taller guy, not necessarily known as a power puncher. I get that. But you guys also get the fact that what I'm trying to say is that Alexander carries over power very well. And I think that he'll carry over size very well too. Now, sure, he may be the shorter guy, the smaller guy, but that's never been a point, a strong point for maybe a lot of other fighters. Like Chael brought up in his video, that's not really a point for John Jones. Now, is it? Now, John is a taller guy, and so I could see where you guys may not relate the two. But Volkanovski he's a thick guy. You know, he's thick, okay? Or thickums, whatever you want to call it. He is that. And so I don't think Volkanovski is necessarily a small guy. He's just a shorter guy. He has a pretty decent frame, and I think he's actually going to be a very good matchup for Islam. I think Islam, of course, his wrestling is going to pose many different problems for Alexander, but at the same time, Alexander is a solid grappler in his own right and striker, and I feel like he's probably one of the best athletes within that 145 and 155 division. And so I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park. I really don't. What was the difference? I think the odds are starting to come out, and I don't find the odds to be that lopsided in Islam's way. I actually think it's going to be a competitive fight, and I would not be surprised if Volkanovski wins this. I'll put it this way. This will be my light prediction. Volkanovski wins against Islam. That's going to be my guess. So comment down below what you guys think. But I really do believe that you're underestimating Islam and his size, his ability to gain weight. I think you're just underestimating Alexander as a whole. And he's been underestimated his whole career because he's not really a guy that pops off the page, right? He's not really a guy that shows a lot of fancy moves or, has a lot of fancy techniques. He's just game. Everywhere you put this man, he's game, and he's proven that. And so I think it's going to be an interesting matchup. I think the biggest thing that Alexander, like I said before, that he has to worry about is obviously Islam's grappling. But I think if there's going to be a problem, that's going to be the problem, not the size difference. I don't believe that that's going to play a role in this fight at that much, at least as much as people think. So, again, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.